Yes, welcome back. That was the musical break right here at Hope at Dawn. Hoping that you are blessed even as we continue with the show right about now. Why don't we look at what is being reported in the dailies, that is in the newspaper review. My name is George Gishoro.
And my name is Beatrice Nudi. And of course, we continue to, even as we check out what is happening,
Yep.
we are getting prayer points.
Awesome.
Yes, so let's keep praying for the nation. Let's keep
Definitely.
believing that God is able to turn things around in our favor. And I'm going to be looking at the Daily Nation this morning. And the top story here is scandal of stolen free school funds. So the Office of the Auditor General has exposed shocking fraud that saw 33 non-existent schools, hi Jesus is Lord, receive billions of shillings in the past 4 years, even as thousands of public primary and secondary institutions across the country teeter on the brink of closure due to underfunding that has piled up to a staggering 117 billion Kenyan shillings. Just yesterday, we covered the decry of the principals about the capitation funds. And today, we are seeing that non-existent schools
They are given millions
of
shillings.
money.
Yet they don't exist.
They don't exist.
So that money was not used for the education of any child.
Nope.
So it ended up in some people's pockets. And you see, for me, what is staggering is that this has been going on for years.
4
Not
years.
even one term, or 2 terms or 1 year. 4.
4 good years.
Yeah,
There's a problem.
yeah.
And that problem is huge.
All right.
Huge. I see phantom institutions fraudulently receive 3.7 billion shillings. Capitation over 4 years. Oh, Jesus. This one is sad. In all honesty, it is very sad. People arrested and facing charges of terrorism, murder, robbery with violence, sexual assault, arson, and malicious damage to property. These are 1,500 people who have been arrested with regards to that. There are politicians who have already been charged with terrorism-related offenses, and others have been summoned to the SSU. This is a word from Mr. Kipchumba Murkomen. Quite interesting here that politicians turned criminals. You can't really draw the line there. But I see here also more news. Pathologists request more time to conduct post-mortem on body of woman who died in prison custody. We covered this, that happened in Nanyuke. Although 3 pathologists observed bleeding in her brain, they concluded that it did not appear traumatic enough to have caused her death. So that is a story covered on page 6, still probing because, we don't know for sure what really happened, but the post-mortem is going to reveal that. I see more comments. Some senior politicians face probe over protests. So senior politicians in the ruling United Democratic Alliance, UDA, are among the 121 individuals being investigated for allegedly bankrolling violence during the June 25th and July 7th protest. Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen said the lawmakers and members of county assemblies are part of the group. The CS said the protests were not spontaneous. Rather, they were coordinated and financed operations designed to destabilize law and order. This is a story covered on page 7. So more is coming up, that the protests are not protests anymore. They were infiltrated with so much that we are yet to know. I see Fahima Abdallah, new IEBC vice chairperson, is a young woman of many fasts. This is a story covered on page 3. And on the sports this morning, Kibet joins Spain's Celta Vigo, beat him on a 4-year deal. Teen sensation sets sights on La Liga. This is a story covered on page 32 of the Daily Nation. And I also see just on the page here, the Daily Nation is covering the watchman Raila should retire from active politics. That is what we are hearing. Ni ile tu that is it the AU chairperson?
Yeah.
He did not get that. Otherwise, tungekuwa hata hatumuoni
angekuwa anaita wapi? Addis Ababa,
Addis
Ethiopia.
Ababa.
Yeah.
But now that he did not get it,
Unarudi nyumbani.
unarudi home.
Yes, that is what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you lose your job, even,
Yeah.
where do you retire?
Home.
Exactly. Yeah. East or west?
Home is best.
The Standard.
Hallelujah.
They go with the headline,
Yeah.
Reign of Anarchy. And there are photos there of President William Ruto and that of CS Interior Kipchumba Murkomen. So,
Yeah.
Reign of Anarchy, they say chilling warning from burnt hospitals to brazen looting. Kenya is spiraling into a state of orchestrated anarchy, fueled not by criminals in the shadows, but by power-hungry elites in plain sight. As goons terrorize citizens and vigilantes rise in retaliation, the government issues threats with one hand and shield allies with the other. With 2027 polls looming, what the country is witnessing is not just unrest. It is a chilling rehearsal.
Wow.
It's a story that you can read on pages 6, 7, and 8. And they have the stark numbers. 42 is the number of those killed on June 25th and July 7th. This is the government's account, which activists saying at least 57 died. 600, the people who were injured in the protest, with Interior CS Murkomen claiming the bulk. 496 are police officers. 1,500, those in police custody arrested in relation to the demos, while majority were released. 121 face charges ranging from terrorism to arson. And that is what the Standard is going with on the front page. And we continue to pray for this nation, because those are not stories that we would want to repeat itself. Then how police officers shot the son of senior cop. That is part of during the maandamanos. And then former Chief Justice David Maraga has accused President William Ruto's administration of weaponizing the justice system and ordering police to shoot unarmed young people. According to Maraga, bullets won't fix Kenya's broken politics. That is what he had to say. And then, of course, we know that the prices of fuel short during the latest review. EPRA hiked the cost of super petrol by 8 shillings and 99 cents a litre. That is actually almost 9 bob. Diesel by 8 shillings and 67 cents, and kerosene by the largest margin of 9 shillings and 65 cents, which is expected to hit Kenyans hard, with the cost of essentials, including transport, food, and manufactured goods, expected to go up. So you can read that story. And actually, in line with that story, there's something that I saw, an interview actually of Kiharu MP, who is also former chair of the budget committee. This is Ndende Nyoro, and he actually questioned the fuel price hike, and he blamed the sharp increase not on the landing cost or the cost of the same, that is the commodity as we were buying, but he blamed the same on domestic taxation. And he was saying in that interview that this was the tax which is being gotten from the fuel is going to some secret loans that apparently we are servicing. So I was like, secret? If it's a public loan, why is it secret? And if we Kenyans are paying for these loans, don't we need to know? But anyway, read that story inside the Standard. President William Ruto has strongly defended his administration's economic track record. He has cited reduced inflation, a strong shilling, and also growing foreign exchange reserves as key indicators that the country is on a recovery path. So economy is on sound footing, Ruto says, as he dismisses his critics. And of course, that good news that you have also highlighted of Aldrin Kibet's moment, because he has now signed for Celta Vigo's B team, hoping that he can prove himself and also now get into the senior team. The enterprise pullout, lessons for local entrepreneurs to end startup failure. It's on page 4 and 5. What I wish I did not learn the hard way in my business. Read that and learn yourself on page 3. And rise of smartphone as an employment tool, page 6, inside the enterprise pullout. That is inside the Standard.
Yeah.
The Business Daily, they go with the headline, State seeks home buyers' identity in illicit cash fight. So FRC renews money laundering clampdown in real estate. New rules require agents to report deals above 1.94 million. And then Devki Tycoon loses tax concession after auditors protests. And ministry plans digital IDs for e-commerce traders in fraud purge. And Cooperative Bank of Kenya CEO Gideon Muriuki, he acquired an additional 12 million shares in the bank, valued at 202.8 million in the first 5 months of this year. And former Ugandan power distributor Umeme's stock shed 23.5% yesterday at the Nairobi bourse after the company closed its books on 8 shillings per share interim dividend. That is in the Business Daily.
All right. I think we've come to the end of our newspaper review. Now let's have a look at the video of the day.